Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching another classical game from 1911. This one was played between George Shoris playing as white and his opponent Henry Pinkerton. These are not the sound names, but still the game is wonderful and you will enjoy it. A beautiful miniature, and the ending was perfect as you saw from the thumbnail, so the game you will truly enjoy. And of course, as always, if you wish, you can always comment on the position and share your thoughts. So with that being said, we will go straight into the game. White opens with e4, we have e5, knight to f3 and knight to c6. After bishop to b5 we are in Spanish game. a6 attacking this bishop decided to retreat, and we have knight to f6. Columbus Morphy's defense now attacks this pawn. White castle, and black decided to go for a silent game with bishop to e7. He doesn't want to take this pawn. Rook to e1 to protect, and we have b5 attacking this bishop. Bishop retreats to b3. d6 was played for black. We have c3 getting ready for a d4 push later in the game. Knight goes on a5, attacks this bishop, and bishop retreats. By the way, the c3 is also played to save this bishop. We have c5 on the board right now, pressuring the center and asking white what will you do. Will you go for some opening of the position or will you not? For now, white decided not to do that, and he plays d3 calmly. Queen goes on c7. We have knight b to d2 developing move. Also another common idea in Spanish game is to go knight to f1, then knight to g3. We have knight to c6 for black, knight goes on f1 for white. We have a castle, and bishop g5 was played for white with the idea to simply pressure this knight here. Knight retreats to e8, so black wants to offer a trade. We have bishop takes, knight takes, and we have knight goes on e3. So in this game, white decided to go on e3 instead of g3. We have g6 on the board with the idea to go knight to g7. We have a d4 right now offering the trade in the center, and for now king to g7 was played for black. Probably he changed the idea with the idea of knight going to f6 instead knight going on g7. We have h3 on the board right now, trying to stop the bishop g4 move. Knight goes on f6 now. We have g4 pushing, and right now getting ready for potential g5 and some attack on the king side. Rook goes on h8. Black defends and stops this any kind of advancement for white. By the way, in this position, computer recommends h5 here as the best move, and after you definitely don't want to take this, because after knight to h5 you open up your king, and black has a really decent position here. You have a holes in the position, this pawn is hanging, and this was the computer solution to this position. But after rook to h8 the position is still of course not over, or this is not a critical mistake. Queen goes on d2. We have h6 on the board. Rook a to d1 was played for white. Bishop goes on b7, right now trying to attack this pawn. Knight retreats to f1, at the same time defending this and also getting ready to go on g3. Rook a to d8 was played. We have knight goes on g3. We have knight c6 here played for black. Bishop goes on b1 for white, another prophylaxis move, and we have bishop to c8 right now played for black. Black now puts his bishop on a much better diagonal here, simply stopping any kind of advancement of h5 because this pawn will be very weak. Even it is defended. Rook goes on c1. Queen goes on b6 for black, and right now we have finally d5 on the board attacking this knight. Knight is forced to retreat, and we have knight to h4 here played for white. White's idea is to go for f4 on the next move if it is not stopped. Black doesn't stop it, and he doesn't see white's idea, and white wants to go f4. Even though the pawn structure is slightly ruined, now the f file will be opened and white will be able to create some pressure on the board. We have e takes on f4, and also probably black thought that after queen takes on f4 white made some mistake in the calculation with the move g5. But g5 is not a good move, it's actually a blunder. Please pause the video and let me know what is the best way to continue here as white. Congratulations if you found brilliant queen takes on f6 sacrifice, and after this game black simply resigned because his position is in ruins. he just lost a piece. If he decides to take this queen, then we have knight to h5 check, and after, as you can see, these squares are covered. The king has only to go on e5, then brilliant knight to f3 is, believe it or not, a checkmate. Squares, all squares are covered, the king has no squares to escape. A brilliant checkmate in the center of the board. After queen to f6, of course, you cannot take this queen, that's obvious. You can king to h7 is not a good move because queen to f7. So after this move, the game is over. You have to go with king to f8. We take your rook and a piece and a rook, and the game is completely done here. Truly wonderful miniature and a beautiful checkmate in the middle of the board. I mean, I'm so impressed with this game. Look at this wonderful checkmate here. Just reminds you that you should always look for some ideas, for some checkmating ideas, and always have in mind the king's safety whenever you have these two knights, something like this. Always keep in mind that this king can be vulnerable. Truly wonderful example in this game. And of course, guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share your thoughts and your comments about this game. I always enjoy reading your comments. And if you wish to improve at chess, there is definitely a chess community I'm a part of. You can check them out in the link of the description of this video. If you are serious about chess and you want to raise your elo, and you need everything from openings, middle games, end games, how to think as a chess player, how to develop a plan, how to calculate, and all that things will be taught to you in this chess community. So if you want to improve, I definitely recommend checking it out. You will not regret it. And as always, I am always here to read your comments, and congratulations to all of you who found this amazing move. I wish you a pleasant day, guys.